Hey guys, this is my race report, and I'm sorry I do it in the car. I'm waiting for my daughter to get out of daycare, and I have like 20 minutes to burn, so here it is. The day started. It started off amazing. I got up after sleeping 5.5 hours, which is great before the race, and I went to transition area pretty early. Had plenty of time, and let's move forward to the swim. The swim was great. It's a two loop swim. The first loop, I was able to swim and get into a rhythm very, very quickly. Felt comfortable. There was a little bit of a current, not as much as 2 years ago, but it was it was just fine. I Once we took the first turn, I started taking a little more water, and I did swallow a little bit of water, but overall wasn't bad at all. The second loop was just a cluster of people, because then you get mixed with the people that started 30, 20, 30, even 40 minutes later, and it just gets so crowded. You can't swim. People are trying to swim like zigzagging, trying to get across, and even though it was like that, my second loop was not any slower than my first loop. I think my first loop was 32:30, and as I finished the swim was 105:50, which is right on point at where I wanted it. I wanted inside of 105, so I was very happy with that swim. Transition, I try to push it more than my usual transitions, and I think I got I believe it was 7-minute transition, and it's a very long transition, so I wasn't unhappy with that. Moving forward to the bike was way better than what I expected. I don't know if it was because of how the wind played out this particular day. It just it felt like the areas where the wind was supposed to come straight into us, headwind. I don't know if we were protected by the trees or what, but even those areas, I was just like well above my intended average. I stayed well within my watts. I was trying to average between 220 and 225, and all until the very end of the race, I think normalized power was right at 220. So I did not over push on the bike. I was extremely happy with the speed. What I gotta say about the bike is that there is packs of people drafting. It is insane. And I get it. Nobody likes to draft. Nobody likes to, or at least in my case, I don't go into a race saying, well, today I'm going to draft. But I was within the first 5 miles, and I see packs of, I'm talking about 8, 10, sometimes even 15 riders flying by me. And if you know what it is to be in a pack, you are flying. And so it is so, I mean, it's so unfair for the people that don't draft, that then you start legally drafting, and you start getting into these packs, because if you don't do it, then it is just so unfair. With the same amount of power that you're pushing going 22 miles an hour, the people that are passing you going in a pack, they're going 24, 25 miles an hour, doing the same amount of effort or even less. So I don't condone, and I'm not happy with riding in packs, even if it's legal distance. But if you want to be up front in a race and you want to be competitive in your age group, there's no way that you cannot be in these packs. And for more than 2 or 3 or even 4 times, I was in different packs. I am completely aware that pushing 220 with my weight, I cannot average 23.3 miles an hour. That's just like insane speed. I've never even done that speed in a 70.3. My fastest was, I think, North Carolina, where in a 70.3 average right at 23. So for me to do 23.3 miles an hour in a full Ironman, it's just incredible. Like, I couldn't believe it. But if you don't do it, if you don't like stick to groups like that, you don't go anywhere. Like you're gonna be so far behind everybody that you can't compete. Let's move forward. So I finished a bike in 4 hours and 45 minutes. And here is where I had a decision to make. I knew that with a below average marathon for me, I was gonna hit my goal. And let me back off and say that until this point, I was hitting my nutrition 100%. My nutrition was on point. I drank every single bottle that I wanted to drink and that I planned to drink, and everything was just absolutely perfect. And you'll know why I'm saying this in a few minutes, because when I started the run, I had a decision to make. Do I run a below average marathon and hit my 10-hour goal, or do I stick to my 3:40 marathon goal and try to finish in maybe 9:38, 9:42 Ironman time, and have at least a chance to be competitive in my age group. And I said, okay, well, let's see how I feel in the first few miles, and then I'll make a decision. Mile 1 goes through, mile 2 goes through, and I'm running slightly above my pace. I was running 8-minute miles, 8:05, 8:10 to be conservative. But here's where my race started to go down. Mile 4 started getting the big pain underneath the right side of my rib cage, which is something that I always get. I've always get, and I always get sick during a full Ironman. The feeling exactly is like my intestines get torn, and like there's nothing being processed, nothing is going through. So that feeling is like the intestines, as the miles go by, they get bigger and bigger, and the pain gets more intense and more intense. And I remember mile 7 or 8, I stopped to go to the bathroom. I also needed to untie my shoe a little bit because it was hurting a lot. But anyways, in the bathroom, it felt like the pain moved a little bit, like whatever was blocking my intestines just moved. So the pain went from the right side towards the middle side of the body. And I was like, well, maybe that's a good sign, thinking that things are starting to move a little bit. At this point, I backed off my nutrition plan, because you know that nothing that you're taking in is actually being processed. And if you continue to drink the same way that you've been drinking, it's gonna be horrible. So the miles go by, those 8-minute miles turn into 9-minute miles, and because the pain gets so intense that you just need to back off the pace. And those 9-minute miles become 9:30 miles, and then I started walking the 8 stations. And fast forward to mile 18, I felt the urge that everything was just coming up, and I started throwing up. I threw up so much. I threw up basically everything that I drank in the last maybe 3 hours that was just blocked, just came back up. It's got to go somewhere. And I threw up large quantities. And sorry that I'm being so expressive, but it's the truth. I was just throwing up so much. And of course, after I threw all this up, I felt so much better, right? I felt some relief. I said, okay, well, maybe now I can start drinking a little bit. And my 10-hour goal was still there, because I knew that if I even got like 9:30 miles, I would get there. And so, feeling better, I drank a little bit of Coke. The sugar kind of hit my body, and I felt better. I started running, and mile 20 came through, mile 21 came through, and I knew that I was still there within my goal. And 22 came, and then I started feeling like I was crushing. No energy. And as I crossed mile 22 and mile 22 and a half, the pain got worse, my vision got blurred. I started feeling very, very dizzy. I felt like I had no energy even to walk. And so I saw the aid station. I went to the bathroom. I sat down. I felt like I was gonna black out. I felt like I was gonna pass out. And right now, I think it took me 2 minutes to kind of react out of that state. And I've always gotten sick in full Ironmans. I've gotten sick in both times in Ironman Florida, but after the race, I gotten sick in Ironman Chattanooga in mile 18. But after I threw up, I was able to finish the race pretty strong. And as you guys know, I got sick in France 6 weeks ago, but throughout the entire bike and throughout the entire run, it's just that I put no intensity at all, and I just like finished it. But here I was gonna have to make a decision. I was feeling extremely sick. I was not in condition to even walk to the next, I don't know, I just couldn't even move. So I knew that I just couldn't continue like that, because the pain got worse and I was feeling so dizzy. And honestly, I made the decision to just throw the towel. It's the first time that I have a DNF. And I was extremely, I can't even say mad, discouraged. I can't even say that I was, I don't even know what to say. At this moment, all I care about was my health. And I know that I did the right decision, because, you know, nobody really cares if I get 10 hours. The most important thing is that my health, that I took care of my health. And so right away I asked for the medics, and the medics came. Took like 30 minutes for them to actually take me to the tent. I was in full body cramps, starting with my hands, my forearms, my abs, my back started seizing. So it was obvious that I was in full body dehydration, completely dehydrated and depleted, no nothing. And it's not because I did not stick to my nutrition plan, or that I had the wrong nutrition plan. It's that once again, once that pain came, everything that I was putting in, nothing was being processed, right? Nothing is actually being delivered to my muscles and to going through my GI system. And so, you know, it's a puzzle that I cannot figure out. It's been 5 years since my full Ironman, and every single race have done something different. I have tried different products. I have gone completely 180 and go from this product to this product, from this gels to this gels, no gels, yes gel, chews, no chews. And in every single race, I hit the same result. And so I don't know if it's my body. I don't know if it's just that my body can't take it. I don't know. It's my puzzle to figure out. And right now it's just me trying to figure out if I have to continue to try to figure it out, or if I just like go to 70.3s, which in 70.3s I have gotten sick too, but you know, the race is so much shorter that I get through it, and right after that I'm fine. In the medical tent, they gave me an IV. They gave me 3 liters of IV, and I was still completely dehydrated, but I was able to feel much better and walk, and that helped so much. It helped so much to the point that the next day I didn't even feel like I did an Ironman, because those 3 liters of fluid going straight into my system and through my bloodstream was just like a game changer. I wish I could get an IV after every single race. But anyways, that's my story. That's you know, I could sit here and tell you how disappointed I was in myself. The truth is that I'm not disappointed in myself. Like I said in the previous episodes, I know that I gave it my very best. I know that I had an amazing swim and an amazing bike. And also the truth is that even if I would have a 9:45 Ironman, or even a just barely sub 10, it would not have placed me inside the top 25. So it was a extremely fast day for everybody. The pros broke all the records, and age groupers broke all the records. And it's crazy, right, to do a sub 10 Ironman and be like in 30th place in your age group. That's just insane. But anyways, it is what it is, and I did not go with the intentions to qualify for Kona, although it was in the back of my mind, because the last 3 years, if I would have a sub 10 performance, it was like top 5 or top 10 in my age group. But so for whatever reason this year, it would have put me in like 28th place, and it is what it is. 2 years ago I had a 10:40 Ironman time, and I finished in like 11th place in my age group. So I don't know why this year everything was so much faster, but maybe it's what I said earlier, that the conditions played out this way. But anyways, that's my race report. And once again, and to finish this whole series of videos, I want to thank everybody for the support, for all the love, the text messages, just everything, because once I finally got my phone after the race, my phone had so many messages and calls, and Facebook also. So thank you. I really appreciate all the love, and that people were worried about me. I'm okay. Today is Tuesday. Today is Monday, 2 days after the race, and I'm sore, of course, but I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling great, and it's gonna take some time to get over this one. This one stung, but it's okay. Like I said also in the previous videos, I know how to lose. I know how to fail. And you fall and you get up and you just fall forward, right? You get up and you analyze. You think about what you did right. You think what you did wrong, and you keep moving forward. That's all we can do in life. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps anybody who is in the same position, or not. Maybe it's just my experience, but I hope you guys enjoy this video, this sequence of videos, and I'll see you next time. I don't know when next time will be, but hope to see you all soon. Bye bye.